Hey guys, welcome back. Screen Reaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well and looking after yourselves and having a great start to the weekend. And hopefully shard pulls have gone really well. No, today is not a shard pull video, so that is the good news. No temptation to try and encourage you to spend. Anyway, hopefully you guys are doing well. I want to talk about a formal fusion champion. That is, to me, is taken my account from Storm and has been as good as account changing as G-Nut on my account. Well, I know a lot of people skipped this fusion because it was right off the back of G-Nut, pretty much I think it was last year or towards the end of last year or whenever. And a lot of people skipped him because he was kind of like people were saying it's underwhelming, etc., with like unkillable and stuff like that. I personally always said that you should always gone for the champion if you was watching my channel regularly. But what makes him so good is the A1 and the A2 and the A3. So as you can see, you've got a killable, taunts and shields on his A2, A3, which is on a 4-turn cooldown, and then has a reset, attacks all enemies. So reset of one skill, set for this champion, obviously. And then he also places shields 30% off this champion's HP, which is quite damn high as well. So I want to talk about how we're using him in pretty much in my HYDRA team. Now, just a quick glimpse of my EMIC. I use him pretty much everywhere right now. He's in my Phantom, Shogun. He's in this. I use him in Arena as well for offensively for King Queen. And I use him now for my HYDRA team. Now, in future, I will probably speed tune in to work in my twins and then maybe even work in my Sand Devil team. So I might do like a separate showcase of this video in the next couple of weeks, just showing him everywhere where I use him, because this guy is pretty count changing and he speeds up. Like, for example, he speeds up your twin towers from 4 minutes to 30 seconds or like 45 seconds just because Helicat is pretty much slow, right? So let's talk about this one, but today mainly going to be aimed at HYDRA. This team can work on normal and this team can work on hard. Now, if you don't have the stats of me, that's fine. You can lower the stats a little bit and then use this team on normal as well to increase your damage. Now, HYDRA Crash is a big focus on this game right now of trying to do damage. Now, in SP2, we are tanking this week, so we're just doing the minimum keys. And obviously for myself, I'm trying to get towards the 5 billion mark with my keys, which at the moment I'm around about 3.8. I'm on around about 3 to 4 billion a month right now, for a week for HYDRA Crash. So I'm getting closer to my target. Anyway, I'm going to go grab the recording for this team, and then we're going to showcase it. I'm going to break it down and show you how to use it. I'm not going to put the full clip in here, but if you have any more questions, my link for Discord will be below. And you can also go check out my stream, which I stream 6 days a week on Twitch. My link is also down and below in the description. Let's go ahead and get our screenshot, the recording. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is my team. It's pretty self-explanatory. The reason why I'm using EMIC is pretty self-explanatory. I just don't have unicorns available for my account, so I've had to kind of change up the teams a little bit and kind of think about it. Now, I also don't have 2 Kaimars available or a Kaimar available because they're very niche builds. One's built for Sam Devil and one is built for Fire Knight. They're just in niche builds and I don't want to change the gear on them. So I've had to come up with different ways of trying to maximize my damage. Now I have gone into Emmerich and Nima White for these answers because I already had 2 of her max already due to the fact that I cleared her using 2 of them for faction wars. So when it was going live at the time, pretty much ARP Lydia is needed. You don't need the empowerments or like the blessings as you see from here. It's just extra bit of damage, and Samuel is required mainly for this rotation. However, in other rotations I'd probably use a Gruptuk Mossbeard. You can still use Gruptuk Mossbeard this rotation for Samuel's replacement, but bearing in mind my Gruptuk is not booked, right? So I didn't want to use him because he's not booked. I will book him C for C most likely. And last rotation, Grurtok is kind of needed because of the poison cloud, right? And trying to kill him before he puts that up. So let's go into the run, and I'll talk about a couple of things. So again, if you don't have EMIC, you don't have Neon White, you can replace with probably Painkeeper for EMIC, but you do need something there for Neon White. So Painkeeper is probably the closest I can think of. There's also like another team that's floating around the server of a Emmerich and 2 Painkeepers, but I've already got 5 Painkeepers maxed, so I don't want any more maxed if I'm honest. So like I've got 3 for twins, 1 for clan boss, and then I got another one for Phantom Shogun, so I don't really need any more. Let's get into this anyway, and we'll talk about the presets and the setups and stuff like that. Then I'll show you the gear, and again, all this will be down in the chapter. So obviously, we're just gonna start with the speed. We're gonna Lydia's in Hex. We've got ideally you put Emmerich in protection, but I didn't want to change his gear too much because of the Shogun Phantom, right there, Phantom Shogun. So I didn't want to change his gear too much. I just changed 2 pieces of gear on him to make this work, and that's pretty much the same. Now, if you do use protection on Emmerich, that's fine, but you do need a 9-piece, and then you'll get an extra 5% increased damage on your Trunda and your Samuel, or whoever you use in the Samuel. So I used to use Salad on a rotation before that. You can use pretty much any DPS or second Trunda in this com. I only have 1 Trunda, so that's probably where I'm going with that. And again, that kind of works to increase your damage on your Trunda, right? As well as Grurtok will also increase your damage as well. So we want Arbiter to be the fastest. You want obviously Lydia to come through, and then because of the turn meter from Torment on Samuel, we're going to jump ahead with Trunda. We have increased attack, we have pretty much Hex out, we have AoE defense down and weaken, except from Wrath, which is fine. You could reset it and go again, but we do 4.4 million straight off the bat, which is pretty fine for me. And then we're gonna put up the reset straight away to try and overlap if possible. And then Nina, I like Dina for the reset because she'll cleanse as well, so like anything of the increased attack and stuff like that. But also she will heal us as well, so that's pretty important. Now Emmerich is really good because he can deal with mischief quite well like that. So basically bait mischief with all the buffs. You'll need resistance for that, just bear that in mind. As you can see, we're already at 11.6 million on turn 1. That's really important to start off well because it kind of throws you off sync throughout the whole run, and trying to get the head to die plus the resets, etc. It's like, it's not a double unicorn, right? So you've kind of will work with what you've got and stuff like that. So you can replace Nina as well with a Kaima if you do have a Kaima spare. I'm hoping to pull a 3rd Kaima this weekend to just kind of help. She's in reflex as well, just to try and work on them cooldowns a bit more with Emmerich. But again, Emmerich offers you unkillable as well, so like it's very useful if you're gonna die and stuff like that. The killable is super good against Wrath and Torment, especially when they're both up and you're gonna receive a lot of damage. I haven't rebuilt my Arbiter or anything for this from Marina, so it's just quite squishy and stuff like that. So as you can see, turn 4, 70 million. 80 million, which is pretty damn good on turn 4. And this is like the perfect start, right? And stuff like that. Anyway, we seem to go throughout the run, skipping through. And you can see that like turn 20, we're at 901. I'm still working on this comp a little bit and how to use it more effectively per rotation. And then you can see the damage starts dropping off as we get. And also, like, it's worth pointing out, I should have built Samuel with highest critical damage, because as you can see here, like, Trunda is about to get devoured from the first. So if I rebuild this, I need to make sure that someone has higher critical damage. than Trunda, which is not easy. Bear in mind, she's got like 330 critical damage on her. Anyway, let's go all the way through, and as you can see that the damage is ramping up pretty nicely. It's not billions and billions and billions a team. This is a very fairly low budget Trunda comp. So not everyone has that available. So as you can see here, I pretty much stop it around about this, and we stop at like 220 million damage, which is, this is on hard, by the way. This is not normal, so like this is pretty impressive for damage. And again, it is a manual run. It's a bit annoying doing manual runs, but all my teams are manual runs, so try and maximize the damage. And I was in here first time, right? Like I was in first time, out first time. I can't complain too much. I'm probably gonna go for another 100 turns at least with this comp, and go and hit that limit of 1,500 turns, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I will get like an easy billion damage, like once this run ends. So yeah, Samuel coming in with 52 million damage, pretty impressive. Lydia with 109, and then Trunda with 534 million damage, and then EMIC and Nima coming in with quite a bit of damage as well. So that's pretty cool for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you all the gear and stuff like that. Okay, so we are back. This is the Lydia builds. As you can see, Lydia's +4, fully awakened. You can tell I've been really unlucky on them void shards in the past when I used to be a massive kraken with all these physics coming in. So that's a really powerful thing. As you can tell, like I am a super endgame player. Like I've been around pretty much the start of Raid. And like I said, I was a massive kraken in the past. So my gear is pretty damn good. So you can kind of tone this down if you needed to. But again, if you're doing like 400 million on damage and hard, or like you're doing like 1 billion on normal, like that's impressive, right? That sorts out your HYDRA clash. You're helping your clan members as well win, and stuff like that. So depending on your gear. So as you can see, fully booked Brimstone as this. So I've kind of used her in other places, which Brimstone's useful for me. And also I'm running 2 champions already with Cruelty, so I didn't see a point of running a 3rd champion. These are the masteries, pretty self-explanatory on her. Sorry. So you've got pretty much War Master, etc., Hex and stuff like that to pretty effective. And then it's basically triple refresh and Hex. So again, you don't have to use triple refresh if you don't have it. I have it, so I'm using it. Okay. Also, like it's worth pointing out, fully awakened and fully blessed. So I'm using like pretty trashy gear along here. The only piece that's probably good is actually this. Like I'm using critical rate gloves. I'd rather prefer critical damage or probably something like defense or HP, which would be better. Like I'm only using critical rate because again I'm empowered, I'm blessing. I also have Guardian, I have Hydra as well here. So these are the builds from my Lydia. 2809, 4000 here, 76,000 HP. And we're looking pretty beefy. But the main things to kind of focus on: good HP, good defense, good accuracy, resistance helps if you can get it, and then very good speed. I wouldn't worry about critical rate, critical damage too much, and stuff like that. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Then we're going to go all the way down to the start of the show, which is going to be Mr. Enric. So Emmerich, I would say like Emmerich would be good in cruelty. I think just lowering the chances of the defense and stuff like that is pretty nice. I have the 4-star blessing because of the champion training, right, which was going with him, and I won it, so I got the Emmerich. That elixir of life pretty dope for Phantom Shogun. But again, for this type of team, I'd actually take Unshakable. That's probably the best bet, or even War Master to increase the damage. Again, mine's built for Phantom Shogun, so I just changed 2 pieces of gear, which is giving it a chest and banner. So for the banner, it's HP. We got a little bit of that. You don't need stone skin here. It's just mine are good. My piece that's really good. And then we've got like pretty much broken set build all the way across the board. It's mainly the main stats I'm focusing on. So good HP, good defense, good speed as well, which is super key for me. And then good resistance. So I'm looking for like 400 resistance plus for hard, and then for probably normal you can run 300 resistance. This will basically make the difference between you running in hard and normal. On affinity, on this, maybe affinity and your Trunda build, they're like the main two champions that you need to kind of look at. So again, pretty self-explanatory. The style of the show does his job. We have Trunda, so it's good thing as well. Don't take Lightning Cage on Trunda. I have Reaper, but I'll be honest, like the best blessing for her right now, I think right now anyway, would be Harvest caster, especially if you've already got Cruelty and Brimstone in there. I wouldn't take Brimstone on Trunda anyway, because that'd be a disaster idea. Lightning Cage will bait Mischief, and again, she's pretty much just built to nuke. I don't even think I've reset her masteries from the back in the day. Try to get much refresh as possible. Use Savage Set or Lethal. I'm using Merciless just because it works. So you don't need Merciless. Just give you 5% ignore defense more. And if you can get a 9-piece Merciless, that would be even more crazier because the extra turn would be super dope. Especially if you're not using Kaimar and stuff like that. So these are the masteries that we got. Probably better to come with War Master in all fairness. Like, these are not the best masteries. Still got my free reset as well on her. So it does the job. I probably need to rebuild it a little bit to make it better and do more damage. Then we've got Neymar, whatever her name is. Anyway, so she's in a double refresh and she is also in a reflex set. So you just need good speed on her, good HP, good defense, and stuff like that. You do want to try and land that AoE decrease speed much as possible. So a little bit of accuracy is super, super nice because she has AoE decrease speed here, which is a 50% chance landing. And then she has like a mini reset here. I would always bring in EMIC unless you had double Unicorn or double Kaimar. I would always replace her with a Kaimar or something like that. The only way I'd not use EMIC is if I didn't have EMIC, and then I would use Penkeeper instead. Or you could run 2 of these, to be honest. That's also something kind of bear in mind as well. I've seen a few people use double of these. These are her masteries. So we got War Master Tier 6, Master Hexa to extend that decreased speed when lands, and then Sniper to give 5% more to land the decreased speed. And stuff like that. And then the reflex is pretty simple. So again, like no critical damage and stuff like that. I think we've gone through this already, if I'm honest. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. And then Samuel could replace with Gurtok, which is probably the best choice. This rotation, I prefer Samuel a little bit because of the True Fear. You don't need the Savage Set as well. So again, it's pretty old build. 5-star Blessing does help, and I went with Cruelty. So again, good speed, good critical damage. Let's go ahead and show you the proper stats. Good critical damage, good reasonable attack, reasonable HP, and that's about it really. I don't need accuracy or anything on him. So just a case of attack here, critical damage, attack ring there. We actually have HP just for survivability, and then just attack along place and just get more damage in. Now he's in a lethal set because we don't always have enough debuffs on us to ignore defense. So you could take the gamble, and actually the best set would be to put him in reflex, which would be his best set, or merciless as well. Like a 6-piece merciless would be pretty strong on him because he's dealing damage, so he will benefit from the 4-piece cooldown there, but you want the merciless 5-piece. I'm working on a merciless set for him, in all fairness, just to try and get his stuff to come back round a little bit faster, especially that A2 and start of the run is pretty dope and pretty important to get that. So that's something that I'm working on still to improve my damage and my team. I'm pretty much the RNG in that. And then before I let you guys go, I kind of want to show the comp that we got in Discord where someone has had a bit more advanced champions I'm using myself and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and just open this up on the browser. As you can see here, we have a different style of EMIC comp on normal. He's going to increase his speed by 10 to make this work. This was full auto as well. It does have a growth token, and he ruined it last time because his comp was full auto. His was 2.143 billion damage. His Trunda, he's in leftover savage gear, and then he starts talking about bringing in that stuff for Biggie. As you can see, we got Brimstone here. No cruelty, which is kind of interesting, but it looks like it's because he's built for arena with the sheep debuff there, which is kind of understandable. And that's about it, really. Hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully that's really useful information and stuff like that. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you're enjoying the content as well, and stuff like that. We've got some couple of more interesting videos come over the weekend. So anyway, I will let you guys go. I've been Grim Reaper. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you next time. Peace.